Okay, students, we'll continue one more important questions we have for 5 marks which can be asked frequently. That is, deduce an expression for wave number of spectral line of hydrogen, wave number of spectral line of hydrogen spectrum. Here, actually, what we are finding is, I am finding the different wavelength of radiations which is emitted by an atom when electron jumps from higher orbit to lower orbit. Are you getting that? When electrons jumps from higher orbit to lower orbit, they emit some radiations. I am finding the wavelength of that radiations. That is nothing but finding out the wave number of spectral line of hydrogen spectrum. Okay, we know that any atom inside the atom, if an electron jumps from higher orbits to lower orbits, it will release certain energy. That energy will be there in the form of electromagnetic radiations. Electromagnetic radiations means they are waves. So electromagnetic waves, so those waves have particular frequency or wavelength. So we are talking about that. Okay, so for that, what you have to write in the exam is, first you make one diagram. Okay, let us take one nucleus. Nucleus is surrounded by first orbit or any one of the orbit. Let me take, and I will take another orbit. This is one of the structure of the atom. This is another orbit. Okay, let me call this orbit as N2, this orbit as N1. So if an electron is having energy E2, when it jumps to energy E1, okay, when electron jumps from energy E2 to E1, so it is going to emit certain radiations which we call EM radiations. Got it now? Which we call what? EM radiations of particular frequency. So it depends. If electron jumps from different orbit to one of the orbit, say let's say 1 to 3 or 3 to 1 or 4 to 1. If electron jumps from 3 to 1 and 4 to 1, both radiations will have a different wavelength. So what is that wavelength based on this N2 number and N1 number? That means if electron jumps from any of the orbit to particular another orbit, based on that number of principal quantum number. Principal quantum number means based on the factor that from which orbit to which orbit the electrons are jumping. Based on that, we can calculate the wavelength of the electromagnetic radiation which is emitted by an electron when it jumps from higher orbit to lower orbit. Okay, so that is what we are finding. So I believe you have understood. For this, what you have to do is, first you remember, we know that from here only I am going to start. What is that? We know that energy of an nth orbit, which we have already saw. Energy of an nth orbit is given by minus z square m e to the power of 4 divided by 8 epsilon naught square n square h square. Okay, this is one thing. You must know this. From this, I can write for n is equal to n1, E1 will become minus z square m e to the power of 4 whole divided by 8 epsilon naught square n1 square h square. Are you getting that? In the same manner, this is for n is equal to 1, for n is equal to n2. This equation becomes what? E1, E2 will be equal to, what is that? Minus z square m e to the power of 4 whole divided by 8 epsilon naught square n2 square h square. Are you getting that? n2 square and h square. So from this, again, what I can write is, these are the two things I have written. Then from Bohr's postulate, from Bohr's postulate, what I can write is h mu will be equal to E2 minus E1. Okay, this one I can write from Bohr's postulate. What is that? From Bohr's postulate I can write H2 is equal to E2 minus E1. Okay, so this is a complete structure. Now I am going to rub here. So from this, let us take this equation as 1, let us take this equation as 2. Okay, I have taken this equation as 1, this equation as 2. I am going to rub here. So what I am going to get is, I am going to get as h into mu will be equal to minus z square m e to the power of 4 divided by 8 epsilon naught square n2 square h square minus of z square m e to the power of 4 divided by 8 epsilon naught square n1 square h square. Did you get that? Okay, from this what I can write, h into mu will be equal to what? Minus of minus, it becomes plus. You can write it as minus z square m e to the power of 4 divided by 8 epsilon naught square m2 square h square plus z square m e to the power of 4 divided by 8 epsilon naught square n1 square into h square. Are you getting that? So here, if you look, all the variables look same except n2 square and n1 square. So I am going to take those things common. Here it will become minus 1 by n2 square. Here it becomes plus 1 by n1 square. So I can write this h into mu can be written as z square m e to the power of 4 divided by 8 epsilon naught square h square will be equal to into 1 what is that 1 by n1 square minus 1 by n2 square. Are you getting that? You can write this here. I can write mu as hc by lambda, because we know what is that, because we know that mu is equal to c by lambda. Are you getting that? I believe you have understood till here. Okay, now from this I am going to rub these things now. So ultimate target is to find wavelength. Wave number indicates I am talking about wavelength. Okay, so I am just taking everything. What is that? These things this side. If I take these two terms towards here, what you will get? You will get 1 by lambda is equal to z square m e to the power of 4 divided by 8 epsilon naught square c h cube. Are you getting that? C h cube we are going to that. This is one h, this is another h. C I am taking this side into 1 divided by n1 square minus 1 divided by n2 square. Are you getting that? For hydrogen atom, Z is equal to 1. For hydrogen atom, Z is going to be 1. So I can write, what is that? 1 by lambda will be equal to, Z is equal to 1 means you will get just m e to the power of 4 divided by 8 epsilon naught square c into h cube 1 by n1 square minus 1 divided by n2 square. Are you getting that? So I can bring up from this a relation. What is that relation I can write? See, I can write 1 by lambda can be written as r into 1 by n1 square minus n2 square. Okay, or else you can keep even z square outside. Are you getting that? Even you can keep a z square outside. Here this is the what is that, where r is equal to m e to the power of 4 divided by m e to the power of 4 divided by 8 epsilon naught square c h cube. This is the value which is equal to how much? The value is given by r is equal to, this is called Rydberg constant we call. Let me rub here and write better. Okay, I'm going to rub this. Just note it down. Where r we call Rydberg constant. Okay, we call it as Rydberg constant, and it can also be written as, what is that? It can also be written as r is equal to, its value is given by 1.097 into 10 to the power of 7 per meter. Okay, and for your extra information, I can still write, and this is the actually the basic formula which you have to remember. Okay, this is the formula which you need to remember. Actually, this is the lambda. Okay, now here one more thing. What is that? Look at here. What is r? What is r? R is m e to the power of 4. This is completely r. Yes or no? This is completely r. This is for extra information. So you can use the competitive for solving this formula as 1 by lambda will be equal to z square into r divided by 1 by n1 square minus n2 square. So this is not required, just for your extra information, but you have to write this much. Sometimes this derivation also can be asked. Frequently it is being asked, so don't get confused with the question. See this question, when they are talking about wave number of spectral lines of hydrogen spectrum, we are talking about this formula. Are you getting that? We are talking about this formula. Okay, this is one of the important questions for 5 marks. So usually what is the thing is, you can find the questions from atoms. This time you can expect from atoms chapter. One is 1 marks questions and 5 marks questions. The 3 expected derivations which I have already done. From the model paper, one more question is asked. What is that? Mention any one limitation of Bohr's atom model. You have to read for 1 marks. For atoms chapter, please prepare for 5 marks as well as 1 mark. I am repeatedly saying, first you finish these things what I am telling. Go for 1 marks and go for 5 marks, which you can expect for from the chapter atoms. This is one of the question which was given. What is that? Mention any one limitations of Bohr's atomic model, and we have 2 to 3 in your material. So we'll just write 2 what is that? 2 important limitations. One is what is the answer if I want to write? One is it is applicable to hydrogenic atoms. This point you have to write, it is applicable to hydrogenic atoms. Okay, this is one important point. It cannot be applied for, it cannot be, which means that it cannot be applied, it cannot be applied for multi-electrons. I'm reading that it cannot be applied for multi-electrons. This is one important, very easy it is. Please remember limitations. I'm just solving the paper. One more, it is unable to explain. It is unable to explain okay, unable to explain the relative intensities the relative intensities of the frequencies in the spectrum. This is one more question for important which can be asked. Any one of them for 1 mark can be written. This was question asked in the model paper, so I am just giving an answer for it. If you not mentioned from this video, you can revise yourself if you watch the video. Okay, this is 1 mark questions. You can write any one of them. Okay, one more model question was from 1 mark. It is being asked in the second paper. What is that? Is name the series of hydrogen spectrum that lies in visible region. Okay, one more question for this is for 1 mark and any 1 point. See, I am repeatedly telling you can expect 1 mark question as well as 5 marks question in this chapter. Okay, so one more question is being asked. What is that? One more question is being asked. Name the series. Any series can be asked. So first I will revise that. Name this question. First I will write the question. Name the series of hydrogen spectrum. Okay. Name the series for hydrogen spectrum that lies in visible region. Okay, that lies in visible region. You know this is not invisible, this is invisible, not invisible, invisible region. Okay, so see, you must know, I've just revised what are the series which are available, spectrum series which are available for hydrogen atom. Let me draw some lines. This is not the answer, but I am giving an explanation. It will give you, at last I am going to write an answer for this. Okay, this is one more line. This is one more line. Okay, so let us take, this is n1, this is n is equal to 2, n is equal to 3, this orbit is n is equal to 4, n is equal to 5, and n is equal to 6, n is equal to 7. Are you getting that? If, see here, if these are the, or imagine these are the orbits of atom. These are the orbits of atom. First orbit, this is second orbit, third orbit. In these orbits, electrons are revolving. Okay. Now, what is Lyman series means? If any electron jumps from any higher orbit to first orbit, are you getting that? This is called, this is a revision for you. Now, what is that? Very good revision for you. Any orbit which jumps from any electron when jumps from any of the orbit to first orbit, the whatever the radiation this is emitting, now they will lose the energy, all the electrons, they are going to emit a radiations. That series of emitting radiations we call Lyman series. Are you getting that? What we call it as Lyman series. Now Lyman series stays, their wavelengths are in the range of UV region. Are you getting that? Their wavelengths are in the region of ultraviolet rays. Are you getting that? Okay. If any of the electron jumps from first orbit to any of the orbit, higher orbit to second orbit, okay. Now this range we call Balmer series. Are you understanding? This range of frequencies of light which are emitted. Now these electrons from higher orbit, they are jumping to this orbit. They are called Balmer series. Now whatever this region stays, we call visible region. Are you getting that? Balmer series, visible region. That means their wavelength of light which is emitting stays in the region of visible region. Electromagnetic spectrum we have got, in that many types of wavelengths we have given different name. Okay, in big electromagnetic wavelengths of light which is coming from sun, for every different range of wavelengths we have given different name. Like ultraviolet region, visible region. Now Balmer series, when the electrons jumps from any of the orbit to second orbit, this series of energy with particular wavelengths, we call the range of wavelengths as Balmer series. Those stay in the range, those are having a wavelength of visible region. Okay. Now if any electron jumps from what is that, third orbit, if from any of the higher orbit to third orbit, we call it as Paschen series. Are reading that? We call it as what? Paschen series. Now this one stays in the range of, what is that, IR region. IR region means infrared region. In the same manner, if electrons jumps from the for the fourth orbit, okay, if the electron jumps to fourth orbit, we call this region as bracket series. Are you understanding? We call it as bracket series. Now this also stays in IR region. This also stays in IR region. Even if an electron jumps for fifth orbit, okay, from any of the orbit, if the electrons are jumping to fifth orbit, this region we call it as P-Fund series. P-F-U-N-D, P-Fund series. Okay. Now this also stays in the infrared region. This also stays in the infrared region. Now see here, according to the given question, name the series of hydrogen atom that lies in visible region. This happens, these series are available only for hydrogen atoms. That's why we call hydrogen spectrum. Now for this, what will be the answer? For this, answer will be Balmer series. Just I revised you the given things. This is the answer. If they ask UV region, you have to mention Lyman series. Everything will be known from this. Okay. This is 1 mark question from the model question paper, which is being asked. You no need to write these things completely. 1 mark question, just you need to write Balmer series. I have just revised the things for what are the radiations which are emitting out. Okay. So I suggest you go for atoms 1 marks as well as 5 marks. So according to keeping in mind in a blueprint, once you prepare according to which chapter which questions are being asked, in 1 marks from the atoms chapter you got many definitions like distance of closest approach, impact parameter, Bohr's radius, Bohr's orbit, everything. So distance of closest approach means what? You will find in Rutherford force experiment. Okay. So like this, you go through the chapter, you will have many questions upon this. We will take one more questions which can be expected to be asked. For 5 marks. Okay. I believe even they can ask for 5 marks. Very simple question. What is that? Straight Bohr's postulate. I believe they can ask like this, straight Bohr's postulates, then mention what is that, the formula for radius of an nth orbit or energy of an nth orbit. Like this they can be asking the question. Don't think that the same question will be asked from the model question paper, but for our safer reason I have solved the questions from model question paper. They can ask this one for 5 marks. And they can continue, they can ask, write the expression for energy of kinetic energy, potential energy and energy of nth electron. Like this can be asked. Okay. So this is also expected is there for 5 marks. I am talking about 5 marks. Okay. Usually 1 marks and 5 marks is there for atoms. No numericals. That is one thing. I believe they are not going to, you are not expecting numericals from atoms chapter according to the blueprint given. So only you can expect from 5 marks as well as 1 mark in the coming board examination. Okay. Now what is that first postulate says? You must remember always, see, atoms means first you have to remember very clearly 3 postulates. That is the basic thing. So examiner will find out, will understand immediately if you are not, if this question is given in the exam, if you don't answer for that, they automatically, psychologically, examiner will think a student has not learned. Okay. So basic question is that what is the straight Bohr's postulate? you must 100% know three postulates are there. I will write first postulate, second postulate, and third one. Second and third I will just mention in the formulas. You can go through that. These are the three important postulates which was given by Niels Bohr. Okay, he said that it states that an electron in an atom could revolve in certain stable orbit, okay, stable orbit without the emission of radiant energy. This is one important postulate. First postulate means you have to talk. I am talking about here stationary orbits in the bracket. Please remember, first thing you are talking about stationary orbits, because as we know, an atom when it revolves, an electron when revolves around the nucleus, electron is a negatively charged particle. Any particle which is accelerating, it must emit electromagnetic radiation. That means that electron which is revolving, it has got centripetal acceleration, which means that it has to emit continuously radiation, but it is not happening. Why? Because for that purpose, Niels Bohr gave first postulate. The electrons around the nucleus will not revolve at any given orbits. It will orbit with a specific orbits we call stationary orbits. Why we call stationary orbits? Because when these electrons are revolving around these orbits, they are not going to emit energy, because any charged particle which is accelerating, it emits energy. Okay, this is first postulate. First you have to remember stationary orbits. If you remember, it's more than, you can make a sentence. What is that? The electrons in an atom revolves around the nucleus in a particular non-radiating orbits, or without the emission of radiant energy. This is one way of saying. Otherwise, non-radiant orbits or stationary orbits we call. What is this second postulate says? It says that here so many, while correcting the paper, I have seen so many have not just by-hearted the sentence. You please better remember, this is very simple statement. What is that? Second postulate says MVR is equal to NH by 2 pi, where MVR we call what? I will make a statement, I am not writing. This we call angular momentum of electron, where m is the mass of an electron, v is the velocity of an electron, r is the radius of the electron, radius of the orbit in which electron is revolving. See what it says. See, mvr is equal to nh by 2 pi. If you just remember, you can make a sentence. There is nothing to by heart here. What you can remember, mvr is equal to nh by, the angular momentum of an electron is n multiples of h by 2 pi. Yes or no? Or n multiples, n into h by 2 pi. That is what you have to write. What is that statement says? The electron revolves around the nucleus only on those orbits for which angular momentum is some integrals of h by 2 pi, where h is a Planck's constant. That is what I am telling. The angular momentum of the electrons which are revolving. Okay? 1 minute. I was telling, the angular momentum of the electrons which are revolving around the nucleus is n integrals of h by 2 pi. Here n into h by 2 pi na, n integrals of h by 2 pi. If you write this much, you are going to get marks. N integrals of h by 2 pi, or some integrals of, some means n only, a number of n number, okay, where n is equal to 1, 2, 3 goes on, okay. I can write where n stands for principal quantum number, which is given by n is equal to 1, 2, 3 goes on like this. Are you getting that? This is the second postulate which we must know. Are you getting that? Next, we have a third postulate. This is also not a tough one, which you must know. You can make a statement. Don't write like this as I have written, because you might lose marks in the exam. Just I am giving you the shortest way to remember all this. Postulates. Okay, just I am giving the shortest way to remember. Third postulate says only these three postulates are there. This is very standard and important question. What it says that any electrons which are revolving around the orbit, if they jump from their higher energy state to lower energy state, or you can write even EF minus EI, okay, where EF is the final orbit, which is the nearest inner orbit, initial is the outer orbit. When electron jumps from higher orbit to lower orbit, the electromagnetic radiation is emitted with the frequency mu, which is the energy of that frequency is given by energy of that radiation is given by h into mu. This is what you have to write. Okay, when electron makes a transition from one higher state to lower state, higher state means higher orbit to lower orbit, it jumps from higher orbit to lower orbit, it emits certain energy which is given by h into mu, where h is the Planck's constant, mu is the frequency of that radiation which is emitted out. Okay, if you write this much, whatever I said, that is what it is given by. Okay, which is given by energy, that energy difference is given by energy of the photon. Are you getting that? So these are the 3 points. Bohr postulates means only 3. If you know these things and cover some other atom, these are some expected questions from 5 marks. So I have solved this in this video. So expected from the model question paper I have solved for 1 marks. 1 marks they can ask anything. For 5 marks we have solved 4 questions nearly. This can also be asked for 5 marks with some extended question. Please go through these things such that you can score good marks. Okay, thank you guys.